Starting off part 9, wow, we've come a long way. We have another Goon, and again, they are nothing like the Goon brothers. This is the Underminer Goon, another villain that escaped the clutches of the Incredibles. You fight a ton of these dudes in the first level of this game that takes place on Underminer's Drill. Also, is it just me that it's weird that they start with Incredibles 2 for the campaign, and then you go back to 1? That's weird. Like, I know Incredibles 2 came out at the same time, but, like, that's stupid. Am I wrong with that? I don't know. Anyway, the Underminer Goon has several abilities, despite being just a goon. However, a lot of these abilities are rendered kind of null. First is Illuminate, which makes sense because he's a miner, and he has those hard hats with the lights on them. Doesn't matter, because it's still a useless ability, only ever used, like, twice. The second ability the Underminer Goon possesses is Explosive. He holds one of those classic dynamite pieces to blow stuff up. Naturally, since the Underminer Goon can throw the dynamite, he has Sharpshoot as well. Finally, his fourth ability is Dig. You know, you see mounds of dirt, and characters like this guy can interact with them. Reject of Mr. Incredible, future supervillain, it's Buddy Pine. We all know who he grows up to be, but for now, let's accept his innocent nature. Buddy Pine, along with a lot of the characters at this point in the list, have 4 abilities that pertain to him. First, let's get the easy ones out of the way. Well, he's a bit short and young, so Crawl Hatch makes sense here. Also, he is a pretty smart fellow, and we can tell from all the gadgets and his future accomplishments. So, with this in mind, he does have hacker capabilities and repair. Bam, there's 3 abilities right there. His final ability is a bit useless, but not as useless as Illuminate. Buddy's final ability is Hover. Yeah, this is a bit different from Flight. Hover is just like watered down Flight. Yeah, Hover can be used to get across small gaps, but you can't travel long distances in the air, nor can you go very high. Again, Flight makes this obsolete, but it's nice to see Buddy have this crappy ability exclusive to himself. We covered the Goon at the start of the video. His boss shouldn't be too far behind. It's the Underminer. Now, he does escape in the movie, but you take him down in a crime wave in this game, and I don't know if that's canon, but at least in LEGO Incredibles canon, he does get caught. Anyway, the Underminer has 4 abilities. I mean, all 4 abilities of this guy are very apparent just by looking at him. Easy one for this guy is Illuminate, based on his miner hat. He can use Dig because of his gloves, I guess. He has Crawl Hatch because he's a short man. And finally, the Underminer's new ability, and his last one, is exclusive to him and one other character, Burrow. Basically, there's this weird brown opening on the ground, and characters such as the Underminer can use this to enter the cylindrical opening and travel underground through these rock protrusions in the ground. So, doing so usually nets you a collectible or something. So yeah, I feel like the Underminer's treatment in this game was fair. We have yet another character not from The Incredibles, Flick from A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life is Pixar's second feature film, and boy does it show. And I gotta say, in this game, a human-sized ant character is very unsettling. But hey, I'd be lying if I said he wasn't a tad bit useful in this game. He does have 4 abilities after all. First, the easy one, Agility. I didn't realize ants could do epic flips here and there, but I'm glad to see it. A second strange ability Flick has is Sharpshoot. It's the crappy Sharpshoot though. He throws dirt, ant poop, I don't know, something brown. Maybe this brown substance is a reference to something that happened in A Bug's Life, but it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, so I have no idea. The third ability Flick possesses is something we've seen before, Dig. As always, there's a mound of dirt, Flick can dig it up. And Flick's final ability is Burrow, making him the only other character aside from the Underminer to have this ability. Flick being one of 2 characters that have an ability, period, makes him pretty useful. Here's another super that is part of Winston Dever's comeback gang, Helectrix. Get used to this guy because you play him in 2 levels, which is a lot for Helectrix. First in the Hover Train Hijinks level, and then the second half of the Revelations level. And then you fight him in the House Party level after he was brainwashed by the Screenslaver. Helectrix served as the tag-along to Elastigirl, basically. During these levels in the movie, Elastigirl is by herself, but as we all know, LEGO games require at least 2 characters for co-op play, so that slapped Helectrix into these levels. So naturally, he needs to be able to keep up with Elastigirl. That's why Helectrix's first ability is agility. Yeah, everyone has it, but Helectrix especially needs it to be able to follow Elastigirl around on these poles and stuff, on these precarious helicopters that are burning down, you know. The next ability is obvious, electricity. He needs to power up energy banks in the levels he shows up in, and it also shows up every once in a while in other levels and the open world. With electricity comes sharpshoot. Finally, probably the most out of place ability Helectrix has is hacker. I don't know why exactly, but it's here, so there you go. I'm just going to start this off by saying this. This super should have been water-based. I mean, look, Fironic. It's just the word ironic with the letter F in front of it. The letter F is the cause of the fire-related powers this super possesses. But because of the word ironic in the name, water powers would make it ironic. Get it? Got it? Good. Anyway, as I already mentioned, Fironic has fire powers. Everything you would expect to see is here. He can light campfires like Russell with the fire ability. He can melt golden Lego pieces with his laser ability. Of course, he has sharpshoot with his fireballs. And finally, he can fly. The whole shebang. Well, that covers his abilities. Time for Incredibles lore. It is unknown if Fironic survived the super genocide that Syndrome committed through Operation Kronos. Actually, it's unknown if he even participated in Operation Kronos. He was also one of the supers that the Dever's father tried to call on right before his death. Maybe he died because he had a cape. Who knows? Haha. Yet another random super you don't know. It's Blazestone. And I'm happy to report that Blazestone has the exact same abilities as Fironic, which are fire, flight, laser, and sharpshoot. That's all there really is to say about her as a character in this game, so let's get into the lore of Blazestone. The most interesting thing about her is that Frozone at one point in time pursued her as a love interest, but things didn't work out because they were hot and cold. Ha! I'm laughing so hard over here. Apparently she was recruited by the NSA as a super after being arrested. She was watched very closely. I mean, considering her powers, I guess she'd be an arsonist's dream. She can cause a fire out of nowhere and then fly away into the wind. I'm not saying I'm an arsonist, not that you're accusing me, but no, I'm not an arsonist. Why do you ask? Just kidding. I'm not an arsonist. Let's just move on before anyone asks any more questions. Here's Diabla, a super with a name that accurately gives you an idea of what she's all about. In case you don't know, Diabla is also a fire-based super, just like Fironic and Blazestone. Actually, exactly like Fironic and Blazestone. Diabla shares all the same abilities as Fironic and Blazestone, right down to the sharpshoot. Yup, Diabla has fire, flight, laser, and sharpshoot. There it is. So we covered Diabla, and more like we covered Fironic, and everything about him also applies to Diabla and Blazestone. So let's cover some lore about her. Are you kidding me? This is all they have about her. The first thing they say about her on the wiki is that she's seen in this game. The fact that she was present at the legalization of supers in Incredibles 2, it takes second place as the most important thing about her, I guess. I gotta say, she does not look very flattering in this one picture of her on the wiki. Poor Diabla. Should have just stayed in Lego form. Whoa, here we go. He's not a member of the Incredible family, but he might as well be. In case you don't know, Lucius Best is Frozone. There's that. There are 5 variants of Frozone, so I'll be doing the same thing I've been doing with both Dash and Mr. Incredible. This time it will be a lot easier, though. Frozone has a total of 4 abilities, so starting in the next segment, I'll cover one of the 4 abilities and cover one ability for each remaining Frozone variant. Again, I won't cover an ability in this segment because I'm already too deep into it, but let's just discuss the outfit we see Lucius Best wearing. This is the workout Lucius Best, and This is the worst variant, not because of the outfit. In fact, I like the red tracksuit, but it's more because of the association with the workout Bob Parr. Remember that guy? The laziest design ever. Just black clothing with Bob Parr's big old head. Just the fact that this Lucius Best worked out with a guy that has so little fashion sense is disgraceful. This is the Lucius Best that wore the ski mask to help people in a burning building in the first Incredibles movie. Again, by association, I gotta rank Vigilante Lucius Best over the workout Lucius Best. Remember, the Vigilante Bob Parr was hilarious because of his stupid tiny stud head along with his gargantuan body. Lucius Best was brave enough to stand alongside this funny looking guy, so he gets some extra points. Anyway, as promised, let's cover the first ability Lucius Best has. Agility. Sorry, I know I hyped it up a lot, only to reveal an ability half the tri-state area already has, but I mean, he's got to be agile if he manages to stay on that ice slide in the air without falling off and dying. I also just made this observation. A lot of characters with agility have it because those with flight can just fly past all the agility obstacles. Non-flyers need to catch up somehow.